Hey, what is up, guys? This is ALTX here. In the video I'm going to be bringing you here is round 2 of my NR2003 2019 simulated season from Rockingham Day. There are going to be 2 Rockingham races this season. First one at day here, second one at night. So we're going to go right into the starting lineup. Starting in the very back row is the 97 of Tanner Berryhill, and the 39 of Chad Fincham. And the 13 of Ty Dillon, the 87 of John Hunter Nemechek, the 33 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, 38 of David Reagan, 34 of Michael McDowell, 36 of Matt Tift, the 21 of Paul Menard, 23 of Justin Haley, 32 of Corey LaJoie, the 00 of Landon Castle, 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto, the 47 of Ryan Preece, teammate Chris Buescher on his inside, 43 of Bubba Wallace, the 3 of Austin Dillon. It's a nice fitting row, the 43 and the 3. 14 of Clint Boyer and the 6 of Ryan Newman. 16 of Ryan Reed, and last week's Daytona 500 winner, Ryan Blaney. 8 of Daniel Hemrick, 24 of William Byron, 48 of Jimmy Johnson, 41 of Daniel Suarez, excuse me. Now the Daytona 500 runner-up, Joey Logano, on his inside is 10 of Eric Almirola. Denny Hamlin and his teammate Kyle Busch on their inside. 4 of Kevin Harvick, 19 of Martin Truex Jr., the 1 of Kurt Busch, 88 of Alex Bowman. Starting 4th is Eric Jones, 3rd is Kyle Larson. On the outside pole for the race is Brad Keselowski, and on the pole is Chase Elliott. Okay, so I definitely paused the recording to go see how long until the command, and as I checked, it said 0 seconds, so the command did not happen. So the cars are going to roll off here. Chase Elliott leading them, 19 rows, 2 cars in each row. This will definitely be an interesting one. It races like a short track almost, but it's definitely high speeds, upwards of 170-ish going into the corners. And on fresh tires, 140, 150-ish through the corners. So it's a very fast racetrack. As they head through 3 and 4, pace car and control at the field, soon to hand it over to the 9 of Chase Elliott to start the race. Here they come rounding the final corner. Pace car pulls off. And we're ready to begin round 2. Chase Elliott and Brad Keselowski lead them on the front row. Green flag is out at the Rock. We see a huge shakeup right away at the start. Keselowski, starting on the outside pole, runs right into the wall in turn 1, and that was the pole sitter. Oh, Keselowski backs up the outside lane. There's a huge wreck already. Johnson, Keselowski, Reagan involved, and more cars up on their lid. That's the whole back part of the field. Caution is out already. Jeffrey Earnhardt got huge damage. Jimmy Johnson got a piece of it on his left side. We're getting a Discord call. Not now. 13 of Ty Dillon was involved. Boyer was involved. The 38's race is over. And just like that, I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden, Truex and Kyle Busch are 1-2. The pole sitter, Chase Elliott's back in 10th, and the guy who started next to him is just about out of the race. We'll have to go back and take a look at it. So it starts all the way back in 3 and 4. Keselowski obviously has a problem. He's falling back, dropping like an absolute rock. And right here, he's trying his hardest to keep up the pace, but has to get out of it. Right here in the middle of the corner, you'll see he has to check up a lot, so loses a lot of speed. Backs up the 48 into the 16. And after that, traffic just jams. 38 gets hooked there, and this sets off the big wreck. Huge hits by the 48, the 2, and the 38. Boyer gets involved. All these guys back here have no time to stop or react. Huge hit by the 30 right into the back of the 14. And the 38 gets hit again. 48 noses into the wall again. 32 of LaJoie barely scrapes by. A little bit of right side damage, but the major damage given out in this wreck, it would be for the 34, the 33. 21 was able to get away. 48's all banged up. 13's got damage. Boyer has some heavy damage. 38 is out of it. We'll get some onboard camera angles and a full speed replay real quick. We're going to pan off the 48 car because it gives a more central view of the wreck. Kind of get to see everything in it. If they didn't clip the 38 car at the end, they would have gotten away clean. Definitely quite a large accident. We'll get some onboards now. Stenhouse here got off to a slow start, and it turned out to be a blessing in surprise for him, or a blessing in disguise for him. Was able to just scrape by. We'll cut back to the restart here in just a second. Back live here at Rockingham. The 14 of Boyer, the 48 of Johnson have some of their damage repaired. Obviously, a lot left on their cars. 34 was able to get some repaired. Most of these guys are going to be okay, except for the 14 and the 48. The 2 is pretty banged up. The 33 is absolutely destroyed. As we go back green, it's going to be a pair of Joe Gibbs cars leading us to the restart here on lap 7 of 59. Excuse me for that. That was a weird interruption. Go back green, the 19 of Truex Jr. will lead them, get a huge jump off the restart. This time it's the 10 of Almirola in the wall. Eric Almirola is riding the wall. Could that lead to the same disaster we saw in the last restart? And the initial start of the race? I'm more worried about this 2 of Keselowski and the 33 of Earnhardt holding up the whole field. The 2's off the pace. The 33 is absolutely off the pace. Looks like Almirola is going to be able to keep it out of the wall as the field basically freight trains the 33 here. So we come back to the front. Your top 5, Truex, Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman. Larson currently working over the 41 of Suarez for P4. So I'll file out the front of the field is pretty sparse. Things got backed up by those lap cars. And the field seems to have made some quick work of them. Truex still leading the way in what has already been a very event-filled race. It looks like things are going to be pretty calm at the front for now. As I mentioned, the restart was very much affected. Truex and Kyle Busch running at virtually the exact same pace, nearly identical lap times last time around, both with the Joe Gibbs prepared cars. I might have said Suarez. I don't remember. I don't know. That time around, though, it was Kyle Busch better by half a tenth. I don't want to say he's closing because it was just one lap. We'll see how consistent it is. So we look back, nobody's... I mean, the 38's out of the race. I don't know why it doesn't just have him down as out of the race. 13's out of it, too. We come around this time. The gap will go from 0.22. It doesn't go anywhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Truex and his time back. So pretty stagnant here at the front. Pretty stagnant most of the way back, actually. All the way until you get back here to the base at the top 20. Skirmish between LaJoie, Reed, and Berryhill. It looks like Hamlin's coming in to try and make some quick work of these guys. Started, I don't remember where he started, if it was deep in the field, but clearly he has a faster car. He's trying to make his way up. It appears that Truex is gapping Kyle Busch a little bit each lap, so not a whole lot to see there. Kurt Busch working on the 37 of Chris Buescher. P14 can't quite get a nose under him. He's working on it, though. It's Brad Keselowski. Enough pace to hang with almost the top 15, but unfortunately the 2 car, as you see here, is mired a lap down. He might get that lap back, given we have another caution, but the way things are going right now, it's pretty tame. 32 of LaJoie is losing ground quickly. 16 of Ryan Reed goes through him. Teammate Ricky Stenhouse following right behind. It's a train of Fords here. LaJoy going backwards. Now it's a real freight train. There goes Menard. There goes Logano. Soon to be Dillon as well. Yeah, a lot of lost spots here for Corey LaJoy. Young driver with not the greatest equipment. Ryan Preece, another rookie. Out of the, actually 3 rookies right here. We have the 23 of Haley. We have the 87 of Nemechek and the 47 of Preece, all running right under a blanket. 23 of LaJoy is taking up some massive position loss here. Having to let all these guys by. Hamlin continues to work his way up through the field. He finds himself at the back of the 97 of Tanner Berryhill, working to get around the injured car of Brad Keselowski. Now we have Harvick here working over Newman. Hendrick teammates at the base of the top 10. Elliott and Byron going at it for 9th, it looks like. As we see up at the front, nothing's really changed. It's still Truex Jr. out front of Kyle Busch. We're almost a third through the race now. Things are going to be pretty dormant from here on out, so we're going to cover all the battles we can. We'll usually be able to find one at a time, or maybe not. All we have here is really the damaged car of Landon Castle doing his best to keep up here. Speaking of damaged cars, 48 of Jimmy Johnson is far off the pace. I mean, now he's at pace with the guys directly in front of him, but he's back here. Doesn't have enough to utilize the fresh tires. So what'll be interesting is when Truex catches guys like Jeff Earnhardt, who is severely out the pace, and Johnson, who's not as severely out the pace, barely hanging on to the lead pack, or so the pack. When Truex catches these guys, Haley did not have any crash damage. He and the 43 of Bubba do not have any crash damage. They are simply just having a terrible day at the track. Car's not set up well at all. Catching the 33 now. The 43 here is coming out of turn 4, and these guys are coming onto the backstretch, so still quite a ways away until they catch the back end of the pack. Truex got lucky and caught the 33 on a straight. He'll be able to go right by. Kyle Busch might not be so lucky, unfortunately. Shouldn't hamper him too much. As Larson looks like he might be putting the pressure onto Bowman to try and get P3. Look a little further back. Almirola hit the wall on the restart. Looks like he was able to hang on to it and secure the 7th position, despite a little bit of damage on the right side. Blaney coming out the Daytona 500 win, working on putting together a top 10 to capitalize on it. Here's Byron in 9th. Dillon notably is moving up to the field. Chase Elliott lost 2 spots in 1 lap, it appears. Here's DiBenedetto having a really good top 15 run of that 95 car. Now with heavy support. Definitely some good stuff for that team. Pressure to the inside of the 88 of Bowman. Larson on the inside looking. Bowman's going to have a better run on the outside. Ooh, never mind. He slides up there. Larson still to his door. Going to be a battle for 4th here. Excuse me, a battle for 3rd. That Larson will win. And unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot you can do on that outside. Larson's going to take a long train of cars with him. 41 of Kurt Busch. 20 of Eric Jones as well. And it looks like finally Bowman might be able to shuffle back in. Over the course of a lap, he dropped from 3rd to 6th. That's what happens on old tires like this. You have to be on the inside. The inside is the way to go. As the 13 and 38 are, looks like they're down for the count now. Just didn't say out, so I wasn't sure. But lap times are down about 2.5 seconds-ish. And that high line just does not have any grip whatsoever. Guys here are really starting to pack up as they all run the inside. Other cars continue to try and work around the 33. Hamlin continues to tear his way through the field. Interestingly enough, with Tanner Berryhill doing the same, as we have green flag pit stops beginning. Elliott, Bowman, Almirola, Kyle Busch, Truex Jr. Behind them is Ryan Newman, Chris Buescher, Ryan Reed, Landon Castle, Paul Menard, Jimmy Johnson, Justin Haley, and Bubba Wallace to cap off round 1. Ooh, not sure what happened here with the 20 of Eric Jones. Interesting, he got really high. It's going to give Larson the lead here. Next round of stops, by the way, coming in. It's a short one. 41, the 24, the 12, never mind, the 47, 32, then the 87 of Nemechek, 36 of Chip, and the 17 of Stenhouse. It'll be interesting to see how the green flag pit stops play out. Because we had an early caution, I don't know that we'll need any more. We might have some with a little bit to go in the race, given we don't have a caution sooner. What we want to look for is the leader. Oh my goodness. Truex Jr. gained a lot of time on Kyle Busch. And these guys are going to have a lot of... Okay, my mic cut out. These guys are going to have a lot of leverage on the guys who pit later than they did, because that's plus 3 seconds just about for an extra lap run on fresh tires. Truex has to dodge his way around Clint Boyer, who it does not appear has pit yet. No, he has not. I'll show you what tires can do. Here's the ragtag 48 flying by, 43 flying by. Boyer does have damage, but he was able to hold it in front of both of those cars. They go by like he's standing still. There's another car who was not pit, U34. Truex forced to tuck in right behind him. Got to get going, though. Definitely holding things up. These guys have all not pit. Keselowski obviously praying for a caution, hoping to get a lap back. Here's a 42 of Larson. Has not pit. 20 of Jones. Has not pit. Now this is good for them if we don't have another caution, because they are good to go to the end on fuel. And I'm not entirely sure about the rest of the field who just pit. So Larson's crew potentially putting him in position to win their first race of 2019. Quite early, might I add. But they're losing a lot of time. This is purely pit strategy. They might go a lap down simply due to the amount of laps they run on old tires. If it gets to around 9 laps, yeah, it's about 2.5 seconds a lap they're losing. At this point, nearly 3 seconds. So, you see, there goes Truex there. Truex, the fastest car right now. He is going to get his lap back simply by being on fresh tires. That's the difference that fresh tires make. So it's going to be really interesting because you're going to have Truex here on the older tires once these guys all get done pitting. Just wondering what that was. And all the guys that he laps here, because they're definitely going a lap down when they pit. It looks like that might be happening here. Yes, Larson's pulling in. 20's pulling in. Behind them, no, Harvick stays out for longer. Now I'm beginning to question the call, whether it's worth it to stay out for this long. It's becoming risky. Why? Oh, the caution has come out. What was the cause, though? Oh, dear. I don't know what's going to happen. If I have to be completely honest. Oh, I see smoke. I see tire marks. I don't know what happened. I'll have to go look at it. But this is definitely huge for strategy. It looks like it's going to work out great for Kevin Harvick. I'm not sure. A lot of cars are a lap down. So this will be interesting. Very interesting and perhaps a little bit humorous the way this wreck unfolded. Elliott in the center. You would have never guessed it, but he actually gets caught in an RCR Dale Earnhardt tribute sandwich and gets swiped by both of them. Dillon gets away unscathed. Elliott with the... Ooh, really close misses by the 22 and 32. But Elliott with the most of the damage. Oh my goodness. I stand corrected. I did not see that before. Stenhouse noses it right into the back of him. So Elliott and Stenhouse with some pretty significant damage. The 8 definitely has some damage from it too. We'll bring you back to the restart right now and see what on earth the running order has become. So now at the field reset, the leaders, there are 10 cars on the lead lap. Race is basically ruined, but it worked out great for Kyle Larson because here he is now leading, but not even on the first row. So we're going to be watching the 42, the 20, and the 4. Those are the guys on the lead lap. So this is going to be a very interesting race to watch for the closing 20 laps. It will be the wounded 48 and 34 car leading us to the green. However, Larson is going to be the leader as Jones knows the situation and he tries to jump up and get a lane on Larson immediately. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. Larson's going to power right ahead. And oh boy, we're going to be having the battle for the lead right in the middle of a scramble to get around these slow lap cars. I cannot wait to see how this works out. The 20th Jones almost gets into the back of Larson. That could have been dangerous. That could have really taken out some cars there, as they're at the very front. Made it even more interesting, the 48 is noticeably slower than everybody else with all the damage he has, and he's really holding up the field right now. Oh my gosh. Has the lead changed? Yes, it is. There's Daniel Hemrick on the inside. He's taking the lead. He's on the inside. The outside is being held up by the 48. Hemrick is going to be the leader. Oh, there's a wreck. Oh, huge wreck. The 97, the 48, the 4 involved. Johnson flipping. He is absolutely done for. Huge wreck. Caution is out again. Kevin Harvick got involved. And Tanner Berryhill, who was having such a good run. I mean, he was having such a good run. Where was he? Oh dear, he was running top 10 because of the mess up. That is terrible for him. Huge wreck there to bring out another caution. We'll have to go take a look at the replay. So this was a pretty massive crash. You see Harvick here. He sees Hemrick going by. And this is where it all starts. Just unfortunate circumstances for both the 48 and the 4. It looks like Johnson was trying to keep it against the wall, but the way the track naturally curves, Harvick just barely touches his quarter panel, just doing all they can to try and stay off each other. And this is where I knew it was going to be bad. They came down and clipped the 97, and then after that, nowhere to go. 48 absolutely clobbers the wall, gets up on his side, not to mention Harvick as well, goes into the catch fence. It's a catch fence crash, comes back down and begins to tumble down the turn and rolls onto the banking. Absolutely huge impact by all those drivers. 48 getting the worst of it, flipping end over end. We'll get a full speed replay to show the viciousness of the accident. So he's just trying to stay out of the way, and unfortunately it's not a good place to do it. Force of the crash destroys the engine of the 97 on impact and sends the 48 into the fence over on his lid. We'll get an onboard camera of that real quick. From the view of the 48, trying to find the button to... So as we look here, Harvick sees the 8 car flying by on the inside. He knows that's the leader. It's go time. He's going to try and follow the 42 and the 20 here through and catches the 48 in a bad spot and right into the wall. Race over. Still salvageable for Harvick in the moment. Berryhill's done. And a race that was already bad for the 48 involved in 2 accidents. The second one will end his race. A day to forget here at the Rock for the 48 crew. And notably also the 4 and the 97. But we're going to see what happens on this restart and see who wins this thing. So we come back live. Hemrick is the leader. Nothing has changed there. A few more cars were able to get their laps back. But it'll be Hemrick, Jones, Larson, Hamlin. Oh boy, Boyer, who has damage, by the way. The 95 to Benedetto. The 39 of Fincham. 41 of Suarez. Don't look now, but Kyle Busch is back. Here he is. He has a lot of traffic to work through in a very short amount of laps. Keselowski, after his troubles, gets back on the lead lap, and here he is sitting P10 with a chance at salvaging some points. So definitely an up and down day for him, and it will be quite impressive if he's able to pull off a 10th place finish or better. But for now, we go back to the front. Rookie Daniel Hemrick, due to the wild events of the race so far, will lead the field to green with a mere 14 laps to go. Green flag is out. Way up in the back there, Suarez jumps trying to try and get around Fincham. That might cause some bottlenecking. These guys here are going to get their laps back. Truex, the 3, the 21, hoping for another caution. We might have one because there's damaged cars scattered all throughout the field. Oh, the 42 gets to the inside of the 8. Great maneuver there. It's going to be 3 wide with lap cars and rookies. Larson in between 2 rookies there. He's going to get the lead off of this, it looks like. He will. Larson to the lead, but don't look out Hamlin on the inside, looking to take it away from Larson yet. Both boxed in behind lap cars. Oh, Larson's going to get blocked up. Hemrick back to second. Hamlin's going to run away with it here, at least for the time being. Denny Hamlin to the race lead. Or I'm wrong. I'm dumb. I'm actually really stupid. That's Eric Jones in the race lead. He's going to keep his teammate a lap down. So now it'll be Eric Jones in the lead. Hamlin behind, going to give it everything he's got, but he's got a lot of track torque, and he appears to be struggling. Because now he has Hemrick back on his inside. Hemrick gunning for P2. As Jones now having the whole field behind him, nothing but clear open racetrack ahead, begins to pull away. Hamlin still dealing with lap traffic. Not lap traffic necessarily at this point, just Daniel Hemrick being a thorn in his side. He can't go after the 20 of Jones. So we have a 3 wide right behind them. That's very dangerous at this track. Larson had a glimpse at the lead for just a second. Fell back to 4th. Hemrick somehow completes the pass on Denny Hamlin. Although I don't know if he's got enough race car to go out muscle Eric Jones. So long as we don't have another caution, this might be it for Eric Jones. He might have just stolen the victory. Completely stolen the show. We knew he had a fast race car, and we saw him working through the field and running up in the top 3, 4, 5. But due to a fence that took out some of the competition, Eric Jones capitalized. And mind you, on some very strong race cars, and Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson was able to capitalize. But the most amazing thing to me is somehow the 8 car, Daniel Hemrick, able to get out in front of the 11, and now the 88 of Bowman. And could he be chasing down Eric Jones, it looks like? It is. He's running slightly faster lap times. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's enough time to get up to him, but he is. As we look back, I think the most amazing run of the day here is Brad Keselowski. He was at one point P35 minus 1 lap, and obviously he needed some luck to get to where he is right now, and losing some ground, still fighting for what he can. But he did need some luck to get here. He was able to capitalize on all the situations brought upon him, and he's now fighting for a decent finish. Hemrick that time a 10th faster. He's going to need more time. He's also going to need to get by Truex, who is a lap down, but is the teammate at the 20, who, believe me, will probably block for his teammate. Hamlin storming back. Hemrick is gaining at an alarmingly fast rate, 1.5 tenths per lap. At this rate, he's going to run out of time. And Jones has a buffer behind him with his teammate Truex. Hemrick is gaining, and what nobody could have guessed could have been his first shot at a Cup win. At a track like this, with a field like this, he might come up short. 5 to go. Eric Jones still out front. The race appears to be at a standstill as Hamlin is caught back up to the 8 car, but there's not so much he can do. Now it's 5 laps to go, and it appears that miraculous speed of the 8 car might be all used up. He might have used everything he had and tried to charge, and I don't know how much he's got left in that car. Pace has fallen off dramatically. So we'll come back a little bit further. Larson 4th. De Benedetto with a great top 5 run for that 95 team. Byron 6th. 7th place, Ryan Newman. Eric Almirola, 8th. Kyle Busch, 9th. Chris Buescher, top 10 so far. Keselowski able to hold on to P11 for the time being. It looks like Eric Jones might have this thing won as we round turn 4 once more for 2 laps to go. I don't think there is anything left Hemrick has except to do his best to fend off Denny Hamlin and try and secure the 2nd spot. It looks like he's going to try and do exactly that. Hamlin's going to give him all he's got, though. Or whatever he has left anyways. White flag is out for Eric Jones. Don't look now. He's got the 33 car ahead of him. I do not think he will be a factor. Clint Boyer is down pit road. I don't think the 33 car will be a factor. Oh dear, he's getting close. He might be a factor. Eric Jones is going to catch him on the straight. He won't be a problem. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. A wild race is going to fall into the hands of Eric Jones, who will win round 2. As the field flies by. Most of it damaged and battered in what was an absolutely insane race, filled with carnage and some interesting racing for the lead, considering a lot of the racing for the lead was done within lapped cars. And Eric Jones, in the end, was able to find his way around lap traffic the quickest and jump out to the lead, and then he just had to maintain his gap. As we go back and check our official results, Eric Jones taking home the victory. Daniel Hemrick in second. A very remarkable run for the rookie. Hamlin in third. Kyle Larson fourth. DiBenedetto in fifth. William Byron sixth. Ryan Newman seventh. Good runs for them. Fifth, sixth, seventh. Eric Almirola eighth. Kyle Busch in ninth. Chris Buescher 10th. I can't say enough about Brad Keselowski and how far back they were. They had a damaged race car and were 35th place with a lap down, and they put themselves in the right position. They stayed out for as long as they did. If you remember, I began to question it. He eventually did pit, but I questioned it at one point because Harvick stayed out. But what they were doing was very questionable, and in the end, it worked out for them. Unfortunately, we'll get to Harvick. It almost worked out for him, too. Chad Fincham 12th, Suarez 13th, Blaney 14th, and that's it for the guys who finished on the lead lap. Truex 15th, had a very fast race car. Bowman 16th, LaJoy 17th, John Hunter Nemechek 18th, Parise 19th, Paul Menard 20th, pole sitter Chase Elliott 21st, Justin Haley 22nd, Michael McDowell 23rd, Bubba Wallace 24th, Austin Dillon 25th, Ricky Stenhouse 26th, Kurt Busch 27th, Matt Tips 28th. As we roll through the rest of the field, Landon Castle, 29th. Clint Boyer, 30th. Jeffrey Earnhardt, 31st. Tanner Berryhill, 32nd. And there's Kevin Harvick, 33rd, who I believe had some of the best strategy staying out as long as they did. They did benefit from it. Unfortunately, they got stuck behind the guy who finished behind them, Jimmy Johnson, finishing 34th. And they were trying to get by as fast as they could, and they just caught the 48 and the 97 at Berryhill at just the wrong time. All the cars collided. Ended their races. Ryan Reed was out, Logano out, Ty Dillon out, and David Reagan all out early. So, as we look upon the results one more time, it will be Eric Jones winning his first race of the season in round 2 at Rockingham. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.